You're listening to TurkishSoccer.com's Turkish Football and Turkish Super League podcast. Hello, everyone. My name is Ahmet Turgut. Welcome to a brand new edition of Turkish Football and Turkish Super League podcast. Next 15 minutes, we'll try to recap what happened in the last weekend on the week 28, and we'll preview what is going to be happening on week 29 as we go into the last 10 weekends in the Turkish Super League. So things are tight on top. We could say this: the race on top for Turkish Super League is only between Galatasaray and Fenerbahçe. And there's a race for third place between Trabzonspor and Beşiktaş. And the last race in the bottom of the barrel, the relegation zone. We know one thing: Istanbulspor pretty much is done in the Turkish Super League this season, but three other teams that will go down, it's still unknown as we go into 10 weeks. Yes, there are 10 weekends in the Turkish Super League. The teams between at least 6 of them, they are in the danger zone in the bottom. And every match from now on, starting this weekend, in week 29, it's going to be very tough going. So, as I said, week 28 was ended this past weekend on Monday, and today is Wednesday. I'll try to do this podcast before Fenerbahçe's Europa Conference League match. They play on Thursday, and then the week 29 starts on Friday. We'll get to that, but if we recap week 28, controversy calls from Turkish referees. You probably heard me saying this all the time here on my podcast. Yes, it could be happening to Beşiktaş. It could be happening to Galatasaray. It could be happening to Fenerbahçe and Trabzonspor. Never changed. Yes, there was a lot of very bad calls in the week 28 in the Turkish Super League. Turkish referees. He's supposed to be the number one referee in the Turkish Super League. Meler. He's going to be reffing. He did ref the Champions League match. But this guy calls awful, awful games. Yes. I'm not saying this because of Beşiktaş. I'm not saying this because of Galatasaray. I'm not saying this because of Fenerbahçe. Turkish Football Federation, if they want to finish this season in a good manner, they should train these referees. They're under a lot of influence. Influence from the stadium when they go step on that pitch. They are influenced on a lot of things that's going on as far as the betting in Turkey. Yes, a lot of people are betting, and these foreign betting companies are doing things that you would not even believe. So, in the week 28, there were 17 goals scored. The lowest goal scoring so far in the Turkish Super League. 17 goals. Another thing that I saw on Monday, the foreign media, the world sports media, talked about that scene in Trabzon. Trabzonspor Turkish national team goalkeeper, Uğurcan Çakır. Awful mistake by him and by the defender. It is the biggest blooper right now the world media is talking about. That scene from Turkish Super League. I don't know if our league is super, but they are talking about that blooper play that happened in Trabzon. Disgusting. You would probably not see this in the amateur game. And this goalkeeper is going to be playing in the Euro 2024 for Turkish national team. Awful. So week 8, that started on Friday, and there are teams that moving up. Kasımpaşa, the team that was going good on Friday at home, they tied with Sivas 0-0. The reason why I say it's the lowest goal scoring, because in Week 28, only 17 goals. That is awful. So on Saturday, Ankaragücü was at home against Istanbulspor. They should have won this match. Ankaragücü tied with Istanbulspor 1-1. Ankaragücü still in the danger zone. Rize with at home beat Kayserispor 3-0, and Hatay at home actually they played a match in Mersin against Fenerbahçe. Fenerbahçe beat Hatayspor 2-0, and in Mersin things are not looking good for Hatay. Hatay could be the next team that will go down if they don't win their matches. On Sunday, Pendikspor was at home, and after Pendikspor changing coaches, they sacked their Portuguese coach Vieira, and then Ibrahim Üzülmez came in, and at home against another relegation zone team, Konya, because Pendik is in trouble. They lost to Konyaspor 2-0. And Başakşehir at home beat Samsunspor with 1-0. And Samsunspor, the team that I've been talking about, coached by German Markus Gisal, probably the best team right now making the moves. If you look at the standings, we saw in the beginning of the season, we saw Samsunspor in the 20th place and 19th place. They are right now sitting on top, I think, somewhere around 12th or 11th place. I'll get to that, the standings for you. So on Sunday, the last match, the match of the weekend, the derby match, Beşiktaş was at home. Yes, I want to talk about this match a little bit. In the second minute, not even second minute, it was like 1.29 minutes. Mistake by Beşiktaş defender, scored own goal. Even though Beşiktaş, I think, looked much better, but they did not have a weapon to score. Beşiktaş defense was better. After they scored their own goal, they held Icardi, and they held Kerem Aktürkoğlu. Galatasaray, one thing though, they are still on top of the Turkish Super Lig with 2-point gap. But Icardi, along with Galatasaray team, they are not scoring many goals. Icardi has been very quiet. I think after losing the match and getting out of Europa League and then getting out of the Turkish Cup, this win in Beşiktaş Stadium was, I guess, a little morale for Galatasaray, because that's the only thing they have right now if they want to go to Europe. They want to finish at least on top as we go into the last 10 weeks. But as I mentioned to you in my last podcast, I'm still going to gripe about this. I don't care. I don't care what the Galatasaray fans think. Galatasaray spent all this money because of the Champions League. They did not spend this money, got all these stars because of the Turkish Championship or Europa League. They got these big name, big price tag players because of the Champions League. First, they were out of the Champions League. Now, they were out this past weekend out of the Europa League and Turkish Cup. The only thing they have is Turkish Super League. That is why they're on top of the Turkish Super League. And the gap between Galatasaray and Fenerbahçe is 2 points. So it is going to be a tough race between Fenerbahçe and Galatasaray. They have tough games, and well, they play each other in the week. I believe, if I look at it, I'll tell you in a minute what is coming up. I think it's like last weekend, 37th week, and they will be facing Galatasaray Fenerbahçe match. That should be a very big derby. So it is going to be a very tough going for Galatasaray and Fenerbahce. As you know, they will win their matches every weekend pretty much. On Monday, Antalyaspor was at home against Gaziantep, 1-0. Gaziantep, they sacked their coach, and he's gone. Antalyaspor, coached by Sergen Yalçın, beat Gaziantep 1-0. Alanyaspor, that was the huge match at home against Trabzonspor. Alanya needed this win. They beat Trabzonspor 3-1. And Adana Demirspor was at home. Finally, under Hikmet Karaman, Adana Demirspor won this match against Fatih Karagümrük. It is things not looking good for Fatih Karagümrük either. So after week 28, we saw the week 28 ended, and looking at the standings, Galatasaray on top with 75 points, and Fenerbahce is in second place with 73 points. The gap is 2 points, and Galatasaray scored only 58 goals, allowed 15, and Fenerbahce scored 72 goals in 28 matches, and they allowed 22 goals. In the third place, after losing Trabzonspor and Beşiktaş losing, they're still in Trabzon in third place, and Beşiktaş is in fourth place. Those top four goes to Europe. But many chance that Trabzonspor gave Beşiktaş with the fourth coach, his job on the line, Fernando Santos, still can't get above the Trabzonspor. Beşiktaş, I don't know if they're going to finish in third place. They might lose that fourth place too, if the way that they're going. So week 29, and the bottom of the barrel, let me give you standings on the bottom of the barrel. The last place team is, as you know, Istanbulspor and Pendikspor with 26 points. And you have Konyaspor and Gaziantep, Hatay, Ankaragücü, even Fatih Karagümrük, which is with 29 points. They are in the danger zone. So things for these teams, as you know, 4 teams is going to go down. It is going to be a tough race for the bottom. But overall, this Turkish Super League race is between Galatasaray and Fenerbahce. Forget about the third place, because Trabzonspor and Beşiktaş, they're not going to even catch them at all, because 75 points. You look at it, 46. Where's 46 and 75? Come on, give me a break. It is bad season for Trabzonspor and Beşiktaş. Week 29, before week 29, Fenerbahce will play their Europa Conference League match. They're playing an away match on Thursday, Union Saint Gilloz, and they're a tough team. Tough, young, physical team. We'll see what happens. Their second leg is going to be happening in Istanbul. Week 29 will start with a bang. Yes, first place team, Galatasaray, will be at home against Rizespor. Rizespor, who is very tough, especially Rize matches against Galatasaray's matches against Rizespor is some kind of excitement coming up there. Saturday there will be 4 matches. Sivasspor will be at home Alanya, and Konyaspor will be hosting Adana Demirspor. Trabzonspor, Fatih Karagümrük match. It's all these matches that very important for the teams that who's in danger zone. Başakşehir will be at home against Antalya. Sunday, Kayserispor will be at home against Hatayspor. Istanbulspor will be at home. Kasımpaşa, Samsun will be at home against Ankaragücü. Fenerbahçe will host Pendikspor, and Gaziantep will host Beşiktaş on Monday. So pretty much this is what's going to be happening in week 29. We'll talk to you after week 29 matches played, probably Tuesday and Wednesday again. My name is Ahmet Bob Turgut. Listen to my podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. Also follow me up on Twitter, X, at Turkish Soccer, also Facebook, and also on Instagram. Just say Turkish Football on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you. See you next time.